welcome to Overdrive. I'm Shireen Bhan. Let's start the show with German car maker BMW. Its dominance in the Indian car market is being challenged by competitor Audi. Now, BMW has been trying to revamp its model lineup. We saw the company push out the new 3 Series. We also saw it launch the new 6 Series Grand Coupe in Mumbai. Now get ready for the updated 7 Series. Bert got a chance to take it for a drive in Germany. Here's his verdict.
With the FDI in the retail space finally opening up, a lot of people are going to make tons of money. Now here's one way you could spend that money. You could buy the new 7 Series from BMW. Now this car has got several improvements, and what I'm here to see is if those improvements really make this a significantly better car than the previous generation one. When any of the German manufacturer claims to have built a new car, what they do mean is that several aspects have changed considerably. These are not just cosmetic, but also mechanical changes. So while the new 7 Series cosmetically looks different from the previous generation car, mechanically there are important changes, significant ones to the drivetrain that have improved efficiency and performance. But before we get to the efficiency and performance benefits, let me tell you more about the cosmetic bits. Actually, let me not. Take a look at the car, make your own conclusions. I, for one, am not in for this new age design. It makes the 7 Series look a lot softer than it has done before. The previous generation car had a harder edge to it. It looked very distinguished. But this new car, it's not the best looking 7 Series as far as I'm concerned. The one bit about the 7 Series that I've always been very fond of is that despite this car being such a large car, such an expansive sedan, it's always managed to shrink wrap itself around the driver. So you really don't feel uncomfortable driving this car in tight spaces or in crowded metros. Even in the twisties, this is a very comfortably manageable car. And part of the comfort comes from these new redesigned seats. Interestingly, not all seats have been lavished attention on, since a large number of 7 Series around the world are self-driven cars. BMW has enhanced the comfort for the driver and front passenger seats alone. But because the seats are that comfortable, you also begin to realize how heavy this power steering gets at slower speeds. And that could be an issue, especially if you're driving in Mumbai or in Delhi or anywhere in traffic. What you are going to appreciate is that this car comes packed with a massive feature list. There's an incredible list of features, and well, that will keep boredom away. Stuff like the heads-up display, which indicates speed and of course the speed limit applicable in that region, and it displays this on your windscreen, so you really never have to look down from the road ahead of you. You're also going to like the central screen, which has this new sat-nav system. Of course, it's region specific and depends on the provider in your area, but it's an intuitive system, and it shows you information in 3D as well. So that's forward for the BMW. But the nicest feature in this cabin has to be the LCD instrument cluster, which well, works in a very unique way. The new 7 Series retains the same family of engines that served in the previous generation cars. However, a few mechanical changes have been incorporated, especially frictional losses within the cylinder as well. That's been reduced. Overall, that makes the engines perform better, so you get better performance numbers and of course efficiency, and that will be a crucial aspect of this car if it wants to be successful in various markets, especially the developing markets around the world. Now in India, we're going to get a choice of 2 to 3 engine options, but the most important one will be a diesel, and the car that's coming down with the diesel is the 740D. It's a fairly torquey engine, but refinement will be high, and of course efficiency. Those will be the 2 most important characteristics of that engine. But the one engine that I'd really like to see coming down to India is the 750D. Now this specific engine is fed by 3 turbochargers, not 1, not 2, but 3 turbochargers. It makes an enormous amount of torque and power. It's fairly quick, and of course it's only available with the X-Drive variant of the 7 Series. Too bad then, it's not coming down to India. The ride quality on the new 7 Series, well, that has improved significantly. But that's also because you've now got a choice of 4 driving modes. There's Comfort Plus, Comfort, Sport and Sport Plus. And if Comfort isn't good enough for you in Indian conditions, Comfort Plus definitely will be very well suited to our roads. The only problem, however, is that BMW still offers all their cars with run flat tires, and these are harder compound with stiffer sidewalls, and that's one of the aspects that stiffens or hardens the ride quality. Yet in Comfort Plus, the suspension, the adaptive suspension, irons out all that stiffness. The only bit about this new 7 Series that I did not like is its steering. Now this is an electronically assisted steering, and the problem with that is while driving it on the motorways at expressway or highway speeds, the steering becomes heavy, and that makes driving this car a bit tiresome. My hands in fact began to hurt after a while. Now the only way to counter that is to shift the dynamic drive mode into Comfort. And the advantage that you get is, well, the steering becomes lighter, but in Indian conditions especially, the suspension becomes softer, and that means you will have better stability on the expressway. BMW's new 7 Series is definitely an improved car compared to the previous generation 7 Series. But the changes are so subtle, they just might not make prospective customers go wow. And that means BMW has an uphill task ahead of them, especially considering their challengers in this segment are extremely strong. You have the Audi A8 on the one hand, and then we're expecting the glorious new S-Class. But will BMW be able to hold off the competition despite the new 7 Series being just such a good package overall? Well, we just have to wait and see.